everyone, you're stuck with just me today. No special appearance by Mr. Buckner. So today we are going to talk about something, I feel like all our SEL lessons are important, but today we're going to specifically talk about peer pressure. Lately we've been seeing an uptick in certain offenses here at school, one of them quite honestly being vaping. And so we just want to talk about what peer pressure it is, how you can avoid it, and maybe even talk about some tools and strategies that you can use if you feel like you're not sure how to say no. Something we've been seeing is what I call like crimes of opportunities, right? Like you might not have something on you when we're talking about vapes, but you happen to fall, maybe you go in the bathroom or where somebody else is using it, you choose to use it, or maybe you don't, but you're caught in that situation. You can get in trouble for that too. So just know if you see something like that in school, you need to report it right away, and you should get yourself out of that situation. That's just one example of peer pressure when we're talking about drugs or alcohol, but it can be as simple as like a friend trying to get you to skip class or do something that you don't want to do. So it's about learning what your lines and your morals are as a person and not just going along with something because somebody asked you to, especially if it's somebody who like you consider a good friend. A good friend is going to want you to make good choices too. So just because you don't go along with something doesn't mean that... Well, I lost my train of thought. But you shouldn't just go along with something just because somebody tells you to. Alright, so we have a Harbor video today talking about that a little bit, and then some discussion questions. On the other side of that though, peer pressure isn't always bad. Maybe somebody is trying to get you to make some good choices, or hey, like come to that study group with me so we can do better on this test, or go to tutoring after school. So there are some positives if somebody's kind of trying to guide you in the right way and pressuring you to make the right choices. So, you know, everything, there's usually kind of a good and a bad part of it. So today we're focusing more on the negative side of peer pressure, but just to know that there are some positives to it as well. It's not in the discussion questions, but I would encourage all classes to talk about ways that if you're uncomfortable saying no, or somebody asks you how to do something you don't really want to do, how you can not participate in whatever it is. So that's all we're going to have for today. For 6th and 7th graders, next week we're going to move into scheduling for next year. So we're going to have some videos to talk about the electives, and a Google form for you to choose those options as well. So that's next week. 8th graders, you already did that. If you were not here when we completed that, we'll be calling you down to finish that up to send them over to the high school. As always, if you have any questions, you can come ask me or Mr. Buckner, but otherwise we will see you next week. Have a great day.